everyone, I'm Madeline Park. Welcome back to Season 2 of Style Stories. I think you'll all agree we've been spending a lot of time at home, so this season I'm very excited to be moving out of my house and filming at the artful, iconic restaurant that is Lucio's Sydney. Lucio's beautifully brings together art, food and family and is renowned for being full of style and full of story. Today I'm very excited to be sitting down and chatting with the man himself, Lucio Galletto. Hi Lucio.
Hi Madeleine, thank you very much. It didn't sound like me, particularly the style. Look at me.
You're very stylish. Thank you so much for inviting us into your beautiful restaurant.
Oh, thank you.
It's a lovely
pleasure,
opportunity
an absolute pleasure,
for us.
and I think what you're doing is a fantastic thing.
Thank you.
Really.
When we were looking to do season 2, I really wanted to film in a restaurant, partly because it got me out of the house, as I said, but also because I love fashion, but my second creative love is food. And, you know, your restaurant brings style and food together so beautifully. But when I was thinking about where I wanted to go in Sydney, I wanted a place that had a story. And your restaurant has a beautiful story for me, but I'm not sure. Do you remember how we've met before? Do you remember I came a couple of Christmases ago?
Right.
Because I was interested in Luke Skiberis's
Oh,
work.
I see. Yes, Luke is a fantastic artist and a dear friend.
Yes, and so
you did you talk to him after all?
I came and I wanted to get one of your cookbooks because it
the one made with Luke, the art of
Luke.
pasta.
Yeah, and my husband, he loves this
You're
restaurant.
married?
Yeah.
She's married. Anyway.
And so I wanted to get it as a Christmas gift, and you came and you signed it for me.
Of course I remember.
Yes,
No, really, I do.
You do.
I
You
do.
tell the story.
Yeah. No, to tell the story. No, you just told it. But what was the connection?
So then you said to me, you know what? If you like Luke's work, come back at lunchtime because Luke is coming and he can also. And I was like, fantastic! I'm going to get Lucio to sign it. I'm going to get Luke to sign it. And then I came back and you said to me, Luke's running late. So come and sit down with my cousin. And
Mario, yes, of course.
Yes, and then Mario and I were chatting, but his English is quite broken.
Yeah.
And
he comes to Australia maybe a month, a year or so.
Yeah, and so we started chatting.
I remember now. Your son is going to school with Iago.
My
Mario's
daughter. Yes. So then we found out that beautiful connection that his grandson and my daughter were at school together.
Your daughter, beg your pardon.
Yes.
Oh no, I remember very well now.
Yeah. So
but Luke came on time to sign your book.
Oh, he signed it. He drew an octopus in the cookbook.
Oh yes,
everything.
he's good for that. He's good. But
Yeah.
that book was just amazing. I mean, doing the book together was. Nothing was really prepared. We just went into the studio kitchen, and Luke came in with his box of colors and paints, etc. And while we were cooking, he was drawing all his stuff for the book.
Yeah.
And then we were making pasta. This is very nice. We were making pasta, and then he started drawing a pasta machine. He drew it exactly the same size, probably by chance.
Yeah.
So he had this idea of cutting the paper and putting a pasta strip through it, which became the cover.
Yeah, and it's the art of making pasta. That's
Yes,
that's the one. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Oh, I'm glad to see you again.
Yeah, so it has a
we
really
go
lovely
back
story.
years.
Yeah. We're old friends.
I remember.
So, in these interviews that I do, I love to find out about people's heritage and how their family life has fed into their creative work and their outward expression. I want to tell your story, but I want you to tell it. Where did your love of cooking come from? And where did it start?
I grew up in a family restaurant in Italy. My parents, with my auntie and uncle, started a restaurant by the sea in the northwest of Italy, and in 1950, mind you, before I was born. Yes, a little before I was born. So I grew up in the restaurant, around the kitchen and the dining room, but in the end I prefer the dining room, the contact with the people more closely.
Yeah.
I came to Australia for love. I met my wife Sally, I couldn't remember her name. It's been so many years, and she was around Europe with the old combi van Volkswagen, with a group of friends.
Yeah.
And she came to the village where the restaurant was. So actually, she came to see her sister because Mario
Yes.
is married to Sally's sister.
Yes, yes.
So she
I
came,
remember.
and we met there, fell in love, luckily for both of us, at first time.
Yes.
At first sight.
Yes, yeah.
And she brought me back to Australia.
Yeah.
But of course I was very shy, so I didn't have the courage to ask her to marry me. So she did it.
Oh, right.
She said, I'm going back to Australia. You marry me or not?
Yeah.
I said, all right. If you
So we
no,
got,
it was wonderful. I mean, I would have never come to Australia because it wasn't in my, I was supposed to stay in the family restaurant
Yeah.
there. But I loved Australia very much.
were your parents devastated when you left, or were they?
Very much. Actually, my mother was really wonderful because she was very sad, crying, etc. But then she said, as long as you're happy, you can go anywhere you like.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a woman that never left the village.
Yeah.
And she was so open.
Did they ever come
No,
here?
unfortunately not.
No.
Because, as I said, she never moved.
Right.
Maybe she went to Genova because my father was in hospital or something. But
Yeah, yeah.
no, she was too scared to move.
Uh,
No, it's been wonderful. Look, it's been. We go back to 1977. It's
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
And still, I love my job. I love, it's. I think I've been very lucky. First of all, to find Sally.
yes.
She's very bossy, but but my Australian wife.
Yeah.
My father told me, he said, there were no girls here for you in the village.
Yeah.
You had to go to Australia. I said, Dad, you cannot command the house. But also because I've been doing all these years what I like to do, what I love to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mind you, the first time I entered the dining room, I was 15, I think, 14 or 15.
Yeah.
It was a busy Sunday, and they put me with black trousers, white shirt, white jacket, and a black bow tie.
Yeah.
I got so embarrassed.
Yeah.
I didn't want my friend to see me like that.
Yeah.
I locked myself in the toilet. So everybody knocking, come out, we need you, it's busy, and that. And I didn't want to go out. And then my mother came.
Yeah.
She said, Lucio, yes, Mom. Can you come out, please? Okay, Mom.
Did you keep the bow tie on?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it took me not even half an hour to realize that I really, really loved that.
Right.
Being
with the
I was,
people and being
I was
out.
sort of embarrassed, 14, 15, but took me really a short time to say this is what I want to do, and I have been lucky that I can still do it.
Yes. So I know you love art.
Yeah.
But tell me about the relationship to your parents' restaurant, because they had artists
Oh
in
yes,
there.
I mean in summertime, Mario decided to open an art gallery.
Right.
Just not only for the love of art, but also to attract more people to the village, because it is really a very small village.
Yeah.
Mind you, very central. It's beautiful,
Yes.
but in winter is less than half the population that is in summertime. So we had at first we had local artists coming, and then we had artists from around Italy, from around Europe and the world. So the gallery took really off quite quickly.
Right.
And every exhibition there was a painting left for Mario,
Right.
as I said, and he was putting all over the wall. So the restaurant in Italy is more like this because they also have a lot of space outside, and they have a lot of beautiful marble sculptures from artists around the world.
Okay.
So I started the love of art, but before I started the love for artists, because I had never left the village
Yeah.
as a young man,
Yeah.
and I wanted to know about the world, and these
Had
people.
a curious mind.
Yeah, very much. I saw all these people, mind you, very strange for the village,
Yeah.
because they were wearing hats different from the other, haircut. People used to call them the strange. Local used to call them the strange people.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was interested in hearing what's happening around the world and away from the village and the area there. So
Yeah.
I was bothering them with a lot of questions.
Yeah. So you came to Sydney and you opened your own restaurant. And
I worked about 3 years before
Right.
in a restaurant in King's Cross. It used to be called Natalino's. Very good restaurant. Just to understand the situation and the way it works in Australia. I was asking myself what Australians would expect from an Italian restaurant in Sydney, and that maybe something that reminds them when they went there, some kind of food. But most of the time, the tourists go to a bad restaurant.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about
Yeah.
that, but
That's okay.
unfortunately, it's a reality in Italy. Or maybe they want something that they think Italian food is.
Yeah.
So I had this dilemma, and I said, okay, I'll do what I know what to do,
Yeah.
like the family restaurant food.
Yeah.
And that was the only food I knew, really.
Mm-hmm.
Seafood from the restaurant and home cooking from mom. And it did well, it did very well. And also, I discovered in Sydney so many other cuisines, which I was very, very excited about it. Yeah. I mean, the world of cooking is here.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
We're very
in
lucky.
Italy,
We're
I've been very lucky. Even the first menus, they were all in Italian.
Yeah.
So, we had to explain all the dishes in English, and by the time I finished taking an order, it was about 20 minutes. So I said, for God's sake, if we go on like that, we'd never go home.
So when
But
you
it was interesting. People loved it. They said,
Yeah.
oh, it feels like Italy, things like that.
Yeah.
But the food, they liked it from the beginning. It was a little bit different, probably, because at the start I really did regional food, so Ligurian food,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
But that was the beginning of regional cuisine in Sydney, Australia. It was the early 80s.
Yeah.
81, I started in Balmain, and everything was happening. Produce was getting different and much, much better. Not just as the bigger it is, the better it is. But
Yeah.
I think we owe a lot to Serge Danzerer. Have you heard of him?
No.
He used to be the chef of the Regent Hotel.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he had a big buying power. So he was asking for things that usually they are not grown in Australia, or
Like what kind of things at the time?
maybe like the radicchio, the smaller rocket, other little things at
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Zucchini flowers,
Yeah.
before.
I was just talking to Matteo about zucchini flowers because my husband and I cooked one of your recipes on the weekend,
Oh, yeah?
and I couldn't find zucchini flowers, so we just used it.
Usually, we get them all year round because other parts of Australia.
Yeah.
But usually they are in spring. They're the best
Yeah.
in springs, like
Yeah.
the broad beans.
Yeah.
That's what we introduce as well. Just a plate of broad beans with some olive oil, salt, and a slice of cheese, a pecorino cheese.
And,
It's
my
they're so simple but so important if you get it during the season.
yeah, my family's got a Greek background, and my grandmother would make
Greek
something
one.
very similar.
Aha, the Mediterranean
Yes,
beauty. Really?
Yeah.
From where?
Gastolorizo, tiny island. Gastolorizo was actually Italian because it was taken over by Italy during the war, and it got
yeah.
renamed Gastolorizo from Miyisti. Miyisti was the Greek
Oh, I
word.
see.
So so my grandmother actually came to Australia on an Italian passport.
Oh, right.
You're not a Greek one. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway.
right. Anyway, one of my best friends is Yannick Kiristis, a great chef.
Okay.
He used to have MG Garage.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic chef. He's the only chef that had 3 heads
Yes.
of the Good Food Guide all his career.
Mhm.
So it's a unique thing.
Yeah.
Nobody else. And he's a lovely guy. The only problem is that he's Greek.
Yeah. Wait.
Politically incorrect. I'm going to be sued.
No. One of the things I wanted to know, you obviously your family had the artwork, in the gallery as part of their restaurant, and now Lucio's has turned into that. Was that something that when you started in Paddington with all the artists around that you knew you wanted this to become, or
No,
did
not
it
at
just
all. It came all by chance, and by chance, this restaurant, this site, was an art gallery in the early 60s.
Right.
There was a restaurant downstairs in the front room, and upstairs it was the art gallery. And all the young artists in those days used to exhibit here, like John Olson, Gary Shedd, John Coburn, all the others. And then when I took over, I didn't know anything about it, actually.
Yeah.
It was just by chance that it was the art gallery. We started, and one of our first regular, actually, is a poet, Jeffrey Dutton, that used to live around the corner, used to come in very regularly, very often. And he was talking to me about the Hungry Horse and all of these now great artists, I mean, popular now.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like legends,
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just, and then one day he brings in John Olson. I almost fainted, mind you, because I loved his work from the beginning, very,
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah.
And he liked it. He liked the restaurant, and he gave me how do you say, when you go bang? He said, "Good on you, mate.
Yeah.
I'll come back very often."
Yeah.
And in those days, "Good on you, mate," I didn't really know what it meant, but I said, "Okay." It sounded like a good thing, "Good on you, mate."
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we became friendly with John Olson, and he's done the menus for me for the last 25 years.
Oh.
He's a fantastic guy, great artist, beautiful man.
Yeah.
Beautiful man. And every time I ask for a new menu, he said, "What's wrong with the old one?" I said, "Nothing, but it'll be nice to have a new one."
So,
What was the question?
the question was just more, did you
Yeah.
intend for it to be so full of art?
Actually,
Or?
it all started with a little drawing of Sidney Nolan.
Okay.
They were celebrating the end of the filming of Burke and Wills.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Sidney Nolan was an advisor for the desert.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a party here with, what is the name of the actor? Jack?
Oh, I know.
Jack?
No.
No. Jack Thompson.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, that's right.
He was a very good client as well in those days. And but the funny thing is that one day somebody comes in with a big beard,
Yeah.
and he looks at me like this. He says, "Oh my God, who is this guy?" So you don't recognize me?
Yeah.
I said, "No." Jack Thompson. That's him. Porca miseria with the and so Sidney Nolan liked it, and as a nice gesture, he gave me a little drawing of an Ed Kelly in a little docket book.
Right.
Just very, very, very simple. But
Yeah.
I was so proud and so taken by it. I framed it really very well.
Yeah.
Gold leaf, etc. Because I was so excited, and I put it
Yeah.
at the entrance.
Yeah.
Then with John Olson and other artists started to come in, and enjoy him very much.
Mm.
And seeing that drawing, so simple drawing, being so well cared for, I think all the artists knew that I really do care about artwork.
Yeah.
So, and then we started.
Yeah.
It so started like that. No, it didn't happen by thinking. Actually, the good thing is that it grew over the years.
Yeah. It must be so nice for you to remember what your parents' restaurant was, or it still is, and what this has become. It must be a proud moment.
Very much so,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
And the restaurant is one of Sydney's longest standing restaurants now.
Yeah.
And it's about to be 40 years old, is that right?
2021.
2021. So
40 years when I started in Balmain, 81.
right. Yeah.
Here is 37 now in,
Okay.
In Paddington.
Are you going to do anything to celebrate?
No, I don't think I can afford it.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll do something.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a, it's a big,
It's a big
big
milestone.
achievement. Yeah, that's right. It's 40 years is a lot. I was only 28.
Yeah.
So next year, 40 years.
Yeah. And now you have your son Matteo and your daughter Michaela taking over the reins of the restaurant.
Yeah, and they're doing a fantastic job.
And obviously family is such a big part of, the feeling here. You come
Yeah.
here and you know it's a family
Well,
restaurant.
for us, it's not only a business. It's just a way of life or a family that we. I was used to in Italy
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
And I got some beautiful memories. I mean, we were poor. Because we used to sleep all in a big room, the children in a big room, and having a lot of fun, mind you,
Yeah.
in summertime. But as I said, we had terrific time with all my cousins, etc. We are still very close,
Yeah.
particularly with Mario.
Yes.
Mario is done a wonderful job after our parents left. Let's say really wonderful. He took it to very very high
Yeah.
level.
I'd love to go there.
You love it.
Yeah,
Really
I'm
love it.
sure I
Yeah,
would.
yeah.
I was going to ask, in terms of Matteo and Michaela, what do you hope for them for the restaurant moving forward, and how would you like to see it evolve?
Well, I really wish they would change profession. It's hard, it's a hard life. It's very full of sacrifice, but very rewarding if you do it well. Very, very rewarding. Obviously, this is me and Sally, this restaurant, so they've got some more different ideas of what to do, and we'll do something together for sure. I was thinking maybe like a seafood restaurant that I grew up with in Italy, done the traditional way, though. No BS, just great fish, great seafood, done the traditional way, which, the traditional way is the best. They've been trying to make it the best for centuries. So, once they get there, it's good.
It's full of
you
heart,
don't want to
isn't it?
change it. Exactly,
Yeah. And one of the things that I know you've said is that you, like you're saying, it's no BS. You don't follow the fashions, you follow the season.
That's my motto.
What does that mean for you?
It means that you can't use. If you want to do really with the special ingredients and the freshness and the quality.
Yeah.
But it's not only for vegetables. Fish go in season as well. Like lamb, other things.
Yeah.
So we try to build a menu that has the season in it. As I said, you don't use broad beans in winter. Just fresh.
Yeah.
The only thing I do is have the tomato all year round.
So your style, your personal style, fresh?
Of course, look at me, I'm very fresh. But but it makes sense, to follow. I mean, the seasons here in Australia or Sydney, they are not very different like we have in Europe. In Europe, you really feel the season winter.
Yes, of course, they're defined, aren't they?
There's a spring. There is a big gap between winter and summer, with the spring, with beautiful things coming to the markets, etc. And then summer. No, it's good. Autumn, mushrooms, truffle. It's. I think it's very exciting.
Yeah.
And I still don't get bored.
Yeah.
Because luckily we change our menu quite often. We keep only a couple of pasta, which is dangerous for me to take them out of the menu because
People get
they
cranky.
kill me. But I like the tagliolini with the crab and the black pasta.
Yes.
etc.
Yeah.
But no, it's exciting. Still is exciting. But I have a wonderful young team that they keep me young as well.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, they listen to me. Can you imagine a young generation? What do you call it? The extra? No, or the Y generation?
I don't know. I don't
Anyway,
know what we are anymore.
they listen to me.
Yeah.
Incredibile.
Oh, well, Lucio, thank you so much for having us.
Oh,
It's so
pleasure.
nice to hear your story in a room full of stories.
Thank you.
And we're delighted to be
Thank you.
here.
It's been a pleasure for me too.